Good. It's good.
Ooh, we are back. We're live. The Gawdscast is back. Some people say we left, but you know what? We never leave, man.
Never.
We're always grinding. Justin
Yes, sir.
and Norgard. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on TikTok.
Yes,
Fantasy
sir.
Gods are here. Justin, what's up, my man?
You know, they say the pros, when you're a pro, you got to take an off season. When you're still trying to make it in the game, you know, you got to hustle. And sometimes when you're a vet in the game, you got to take a little bit of an off season. So we're going to take an off season, man. And, you know, we still going to put out some content. And obviously, Dynasty content's been there. The rankings are going to be there. After the draft, things will start to turn up a little bit. But, man, we were grinding all season, bro, from 0 to 25K. And it was necessary, man. I got some shit. This offseason's been pretty crazy. I know you got some takes. I already am starting to do my rankings and shifting players up and down. So, man, it's been a fun offseason, a fun time for me to focus on my fam. I got a lot of shit going on at the house and with work and stuff. So it's been good with me, man.
Yeah, it's been hard, man. It's been tough. New job, new baby. You know, we're grinding though. That's what we do, you know. And talk and fantasy's got to come second, unfortunately. But you know, this is what we do. You know, we do it for the fans, do it for whoever wants it can get it, man.
Y'all, man, we here, bro. We here for y'all. And even if you notice like the page ain't rolling, drop whatever comments, man. We'll try to get to you guys if we can. And especially now it's the off season. Now's the time to dial in with us on the live videos. If you guys got a team, man, drop in with the team. Let us know you guys like questions, trade questions, draft questions, whatever it is. It's the best time. Hop in the Discord too. Hit us with a message.
Yeah, absolutely. We got McTom on TikTok, man.
Tell him I said what up.
A good looking Tom. Diaper Dan, you know, yeah, baby, man, baby life.
Tell Tom I said what's good.
Yeah,
Tell him hop on the Twitch.
Good. What's going on? Yeah, we got Smooth, man. Can you send me a link, man? He wants to hop in with you, man. I had him
with me.
I was down here. Yeah, he's been asking for you, man. Just
shit, he ain't ready. He ain't ready for me, bro. Smooth ain't ready.
Maybe a little bit later on the show, man. Just kick back. We got a few things to go over. Anyway, so on TikTok we got Daily Football Roundup, man. He says Barkley or CMC. Who plays a full season?
Oh, who plays a full season out of Barkley and CMC? To be honest, I'll probably go with neither. I think running back's just a tough position. You're not going to get 17 games out of most running backs. So I would go with neither, just draft accordingly. Make sure you got some backups. If I had to pick one, I'm probably going with CMC over Saquon.
So CMC over Saquon if we had to pick one. You know, again, running backs, super random. It's super hard. They get hit all the time. If they're making it full season. I didn't even think Joe Mixon was going to make a full season. But thanks for your money, Clay. I appreciate that.
Always a shot for Clay, bro. Clay can catch a shot.
Always, bro. You have to hit Clay with the shots because, you know, he's never going to watch you.
You know, he's
with us.
If you don't know about that, all I got to do is say 6'5" and just own his ass for the rest of the year, bro. 6'5". Fantasy hoop, bro. He thought he had it. Almost.
6'5" in fantasy basketball. My man, Justin. Got him, bro. Got him. We got another one from TikTok. Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor redraft. Next we got. Come on, man. I mean, they already know. They already know who I'm going to pick. Justin, make the argument for Derrick Henry. Make the argument for Derrick Henry.
I am taking Derrick Henry over Jonathan Taylor this year. Right. And I think when you look at a full body of work, the same reason that I kind of faded Derrick Henry last year, we saw what happened. When you get that many carries, that many touches, I kind of faded him last year. That'd be the same reason I'm fading Jonathan Taylor this year. I don't expect a full 17. I don't expect a full workload. I think they brought Matt Ryan in to handle that. So that's my case for Derrick Henry. I think that he gets back on track, plays closer to a full slate of games. Jonathan Taylor might be a little banged up next year. I don't expect a repeat at all at the running back position from any running back.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, the running backs, again, it's hard. It's hard. At the end of the day, the league is geared towards a pass-heavy team. Got tons of QBs in the AFC West they're going to try and show off. They want to know who is the best of the best because the AFC is the best for the quarterbacks. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, it's from 1 to 12. I mean, it's crazy. And, you know, people are going to want to know what's up. So it's crazy. We got a bunch of guys on TikTok want to get in debate.
What's up? Man, do I need to
Man,
hop in the TikTok instead, bro? Like,
yeah, I don't know, bro. There's
what I
tons of
saying?
people that want it, man. Look, man, if y'all
Tell
want
them
to
to
get
hop
in,
on Twitch. Tell them to hop on Twitch
look,
in the
yeah, I
chat.
was gonna say, y'all want to get in on the debate, come to Twitch, hit yourself in the comment section, shoot your emails, and we'll pick someone to debate. So, but hop in Twitch. You got to follow us on Twitch,
Or
hop
YouTube.
in, or YouTube, Twitch or YouTube, and get in there, man. Smooth, trying to debate, but just doesn't want that smoke. He says he's just mad. Mike Evans is
The
overrated.
smoke?
Oh
What kind of smoke
no!
is that? That smoke, hey, that's the smoke that just comes from the stove, bro. That ain't real smoke. That's vapor. We call
That's
that vapor. That ain't real smoke, bro.
same name on Twitch. Yeah, same name on Twitch, man. At Fantasy Gods, man. Come get us and shoot your email in the chat, and we'll go ahead and we got you. We got you. We're gonna send you the
They
link.
want the smoke, bro. They
We
didn't
want
they
the
didn't
smoke,
see
bro.
me last year, bro. I pulled it out of my hat. Brandon Ayuk gonna be trash. Was trash. Adam Troutman gonna be trash. But was trash. Mike Davis, who is the fan, everybody thought he was gonna be the next big shit. He's gonna be trash.
Bro,
I try to tell him.
I still die off that. I have Mike Davis over Joe Mixon, bro. Like, dude, once he said that,
Yo,
bro, we ended his whole
ended him, dog.
career. It was over at that point.
There's a few other cats that we could have ended if things didn't go a different way. But you know, I had to pull back a little bit because the fantasy community was turning on us.
Man, it was bad, bro.
Hey, this year though, before we get into like the off-season talk, I want everybody to know we're coming for smoke, bro. Like I know it's smooth, man. You talking, you want smoke, but this year I'm not holding back. So we get a little fantasy beefs now and then. You guys are gonna see it. Just laugh and know what it is. We coming all good intentions, all in fun, but I'm calling people out this year. It's gonna be a different. You're gonna see the part of the Jesse you saw last year is gonna be wild.
It's different for sure. I mean, I'm already feeling it, man. 2022 is going to be different, and yeah, we got to call people out, man. It's time. It's time, bro. Fantasy's finest definitely will be on it. All smoke. Yep.
Yeah.
He's in our fantasy league. Go follow him. Please get his numbers up. He is way too low. He needs a lot more numbers, especially on Twitter too.
Tell him if he's still banking on Cowboys in fantasy, it's gonna be a long season.
Cowboys, though. I don't know why. Okay, so let's see. What happens to the running backs in Seattle? I still got Penny. I mean, I think that the squad is still good for a rookie quarterback. You got DK is going to be there. Lockett, obviously, there's rumors about DK thinking he's going to get traded. He's not going anywhere, dude. I mean, if I'm the Seahawks, I'm not trading him at all. Tyler Lockett's still under contract, and Rashad Penny and Noah Fant. That's a good core of, hey, like, if I get a rookie quarterback, throw him in there and develop him. Obviously, you're not going anywhere. I think, the Niners are still up there. The Rams are still leading the division. And the Cardinals, who knows with the Cardinals. But to me, I think it's a perfect situation for Seattle. All of your offensive weapons are still young. Build on that with your rookie and see what happens.
Man, Seattle got to turn it over, bro. It's time. It's time to just rebuild. I don't like the setup in Seattle right now. I feel like sometimes you got to change the culture. When Russell Wilson was the culture for so long, you can't just replace that no matter what quarterback comes in there. So I get why they're trying to trade DK, why they're trying to trade Lockett. Sometimes you gotta move on, man. It's time to rebuild. That was a great era.
Yeah. Either way, it's got to happen.
Is this Smooth? Hold on. What's Smooth talking about, man? He said he waited 3 hours to hop. Hey, put Smooth in. He got 5 minutes with us. 5 minutes with us. That's it.
All right.
Get his ass in here, Smooth. I want to hear what he has to say.
Give me the email again, bro. I need the email, dog. I think I remember it. I just can't. What was it? Stefferman? I can't remember.
He got like 5. Hey, he got to prove himself quick.
Yep, got him.
Smooth got to prove himself quick. You gonna hop on the debate?
All right, I shot the email, dog. Get him in here.
Let's go. Let's go. I want to hear what he got for me.
This little man wants it, man.
Little man.
He was cool. I fuck with Smooth.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Smooth's a real one.
He knows a lot about the Bills, so I I gave him mine.
Really?
Let's get him in here though.
I bet.
So let's see. Before we get smooth in here, I'm sure he'll get on in a minute. No Atlanta fantasy players except Kyle Pitts. Of course, Kyle Pitts. He's still number one dynasty tight end.
Yeah.
Gotta go with Kyle Pitts, man. Gotta go. Gotta have him.
I feel like Kyle Pitts, man, is going to be a little underrated this year because of the season he had last year. Obviously, the touchdown numbers were low. Marcus Mariota is the quarterback now, so I think a lot of people are just going to fade that situation entirely. But it's not like Mariota is just going to throw for 1,000 yards on the season. Like, he's going to have some volume. They're going to put him in good spots. And Kyle Pitts is going to be a heavy part of that receiving core. So I expect Kyle Pitts to be right there at 1,000 yards again, like plus the touchdowns this year. I think that's the part that he was missing in his fantasy game last year. I think we'll see a lot of that this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fantasy's finest says, can't believe the Falcons went Mariota. Yeesh. I mean, what else do they have? At the end of the day, I mean, I think Mariota's a good, solid player in what the role is. We don't expect him to be an elite quarterback, win you the Super Bowl. However, at the end of the day, he is what he is. He was cheap. You got him as a starter. He's locked in for now. If you go in the draft, it is what it is. So Smooth got in. Where the Harry,
one thing before we get with Smooth, one more thing on Atlanta. I think the thing is, a lot of teams, what they do is, instead of getting in a bidding war for Jimmy G or average quarterback Baker Mayfield, and you got to pay these guys too. What you do is you get somebody who can just fill the gap. Mariota is a good fill the gap guy for 2 years. Find your rookie QB this year. Let him develop. If he takes over as a starter next year, cool, you won. If he still needs a little bit more time, you have a quarterback that could take over. So to me, it's the perfect opportunity. I know they could have went with a different player that helped their team a little bit more, but I'm not mad at the Mariota pickup.
For sure. All right, we're going to bring in Smooth, man. 5 minutes with Justin.
Smooth, what's happening, man?
See
What's
what
good?
you got,
What's good?
What's up? What's good?
5 minutes?
Yeah,
Come on.
Smooth, what's good, my man?
What's good? I thought Isaiah was going to be in this thing.
Oh no, you can't get us all, bro. You gotta make sure that you're at the level to talk with me, man. Appreciate you coming on.
So, you like this hat, Dan?
Oh, no, that's a horrible hat. I don't know why you're wearing that.
Fins up, huh?
Yeah. What do you think about Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins? Do you think he actually really wanted to go to the Dolphins, or do you think it was just more the money side?
Well, I think it's a perfect fit for him. He gets to go to where he trains in the offseason. He gets to go to a team where he's not the only receiver. There's other threats there. And he goes to a place where they're trying to build. They're trying to win. And so they're building a winning culture out there. I'm not mad at it. Offensive guru and Mike McDaniel came out there. You saw what he did with Debo. So I think a lot of people have Tyreek Hill trending down. Yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily say that. I just don't think his ceiling is as high. So I like the Tyreek. I liked it for fantasy too. Tyreek Hill is going to play well there. He's going to play awesome. They're going to use him in different spots. He just doesn't have that same 270-yard game upside that he did with Pat Mahomes.
Two is the problem. I think they got to at least invest in maybe Jimmy Garoppolo possibly. I mean, I don't know what he's doing.
So you say two is the problem. Why do you think two is the problem? Because I think two is actually going to be a good part of their success moving forward.
Two is not, and I'm a Dolphins fan, but you got to admit when things are going wrong. I think he's not that accurate. I think he doesn't he have. I think he has more interceptions than touchdowns. I believe. I think he's developing, but I don't think he's there yet. I think he's got to prove himself. I think he's like Zach Wilson, more like. I think he's not even better than Daniel Jones or all the other quarterbacks.
I think you're giving Tua. So Tua is what, his third year in the league right now, and it takes young quarterbacks sometimes to develop, right? And not every quarterback has the deep arm that you see, right? So when we're looking at Tua, we're not looking at some guy with a huge cannon that's going to make deep ball throws and they're going to be super accurate. But what we are looking at with Tua is somebody that can manage a short game. He can get the ball on the run, on the move. He can move out the pocket, and that's what Mike McDaniel is going to be bringing to this team. A lot of movement. We saw with Jimmy Garoppolo, they didn't have to make a ton of deep throws in San Francisco.
He shouldn't be using any excuses now that their offensive line with Teron Armstead is bulking up the offensive line. But I think Tyreek Hill is going to be more used as a Debo Samuel type player. I don't think he's going to be I think he's sort of going to be a running back / receiver for the Dolphins. I think Jalen Waddle is still gonna like a lot of people don't put respect on Jalen Waddle. They just think like it's Mike Gesicki.
Mhm.
And then now that Tyreek Hill's here, they just forget about Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Tua will have. What does that say down there, Dan?
Says he'll have a better season with additional Mostert, Edmonds, and Hill. Well,
But
obviously he's going to have a better season. He's got better weapons around him. It's a make or break for Tua at this point, barring injury. Obviously, if there's an injury, he may have an excuse, this, that, and the other. But he's got everything that he needs, right? He's got a couple of extra running backs, especially running backs that have speed with Mostert and the ability to catch the ball with Edmonds. He's got Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Gesicki. Got a lot of options for Tua. So hopefully,
would you say Tua is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones?
Absolutely.
I think he is. I think intellectually he is. He may have some limitations with the arm and he doesn't run as well. But I think intellectually, yeah. I mean, he didn't dominate at Alabama for no reason.
Yeah, they should have gotten Herbert. But
I'll put it this way: you got that hat on, man. I'd be a lot more happy if my team was the Dolphins. I'd be a lot happier with Tua than with Daniel Jones as my QB. If Daniel Jones is the QB of this team, they'd be thinking, how the hell do we get him changed out and get somebody else in there?
I kind of feel bad for Tyreek Hill.
You said what?
I kind of feel bad for Tyreek Hill. You go from Patrick Mahomes to Tua.
Well, he made that decision at the end of the day. He doesn't care. So he got his ring and he got the bag.
Check
at the end of the day, that's what he
before you bash Tua too much. I know a lot of it's the deep flutter balls and the inaccuracy downfield, but check Tua's numbers between the 10s and the 20s, bro. And also check Tyreek Hill's numbers there because he's a little better than advertised. Tyreek Hill isn't just a deep ball guy, and that's a big misconception among players because he's very streaky. And last year we saw that the Chiefs offense kind of struggled when they took that cover 2. They took a lot of the deep ball away. But check Tyreek Hill's numbers between the 10s and the 20s. It'll surprise you, especially with Tua as his QB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Tua's still developing, but I don't think he's a QB1.
Yeah, I got him like back in. Like, I think at best he's like mid to back in QB1.
What would you rate him as a top player? Like out of the 32 teams, what would you rate him as a quarterback? Top 20?
Fantasy or real?
Real, not fantasy. Like 20.
Real top 20, yeah. Top 20, pushing top 15 this year, depending on how he does.
So who's your top 5 quarterbacks this season?
Dan, you want to go first?
Yeah.
We're talking real or fantasy right now?
Oh, we'll talk real.
Real football.
And then we'll talk fantasy. So we'll go from real to fantasy.
I mean,
we got to get back on our off-season takes, my dude.
Okay, so for
we'll
real,
do this one and then we got to go.
Like real QBs, it's still Brady, number one. He's going to make all the decisions, all the throws, everything. I mean, he's the best.
I'm surprised that ain't okay for you, bro.
Without Gronk, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but no, Gronk's coming back. He's coming back. Get out of here.
You ain't say Josh Allen? You didn't say Josh Allen, Dan?
No. I'm gonna say Rodgers is number 2. I think Mahomes is number 3 as far as pure quarterback. This is not fantasy. This is just pure quarterback. Mahomes number 3. I think you got Josh Allen at number 4, and number 5. It's probably Russ. I really like Russell Wilson as an intellect, someone that just makes smart decisions. I've always been high on Russ, so I'm just gonna say intellectually I like Russell Wilson.
What about like Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson or Herbert?
I think those things gear me towards fantasy, and I think those guys are very good in that realm. But as far as like quarterback and what I look for in a quarterback, I just need someone as a higher level of thinker. I think Watson's great. I think me and Justin, we had some bets on Watson like 2 years ago, and he never quits.
Sucked one thing about Watson,
like never quits.
Wild card.
But you asked me my top 5. That would be my top 5 as far as like, hey man, who would I want? Who if starting a franchise from scratch without the dynasty effect of age, who do I want to win games? And those guys have proven to me like they can handle things under pressure. They make good decisions. The only one that sometimes doesn't make good decisions is Josh, but Josh's physical attributes and just his creativity and the throws that he makes sometimes are like Mahomes, where it's like, how do you make these throws? Like no one else could do what he does. So
do you think Allen needs to run less?
I think Allen needs to run. I think he runs adequate, because I think his game is just different. His game is so unique and different than we've never seen this type of quarterback before, because he's got both. He's just like an improved like to me, he's like an improved Michael Vick, right? Because like you never seen Michael Vick come out. When he came out, he was like, "Oh man, this is the newest thing. Like this is crazy." But he throws the ball better, and he's progressively gotten better. So I mean, whatever he's doing is working. Whoever he's got around him is working, and we just got to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Justin, what are your top five?
Top 5, rock with Pat, Josh Allen, Brady, of course. I'm probably gonna throw A-Rod. Got to throw A-Rod in there. My last one's probably Lamar, though. I like Lamar, man. I think he's a winner, and I think he does a lot with a little. So I like Lamar, man, as my fifth.
He doesn't average a lot of passing yards per game. He's not like a.
I don't think that's what a quarterback needs to do. A quarterback isn't always about passing. A quarterback's about running the offense that the coaches tell you to run and being able to execute. And I think he does that at a high level.
He's the leading rusher on that team. I'm not surprised.
Facts, man. Hey, smooth.
Smooth.
Yo, came in
there
with the topics. Came in there, chatted up with us.
Yeah, I wish it was more than 5 minutes because I would have talked to you all about Mike Evans.
Oh my gosh! Well, hey, we don't even got to talk about Mike Evans. He did the talking himself last year. Wide receiver 9 on the year.
He had up and down games, but I'm not gonna talk about it. All
right. Hey, wide receiver number 9 on the year. I can't complain.
Yep. All right, Smooth. Hey, man.
My 5. You didn't ask for 5.
Go get your 5 and we out of here, bro. We got to get going.
Brady, Rodgers, Allen.
Yep.
Mahomes, Herbert.
All right.
Herbert in the 5.
Herbert's getting up there. He's trending in the right direction. I got his rookie card PSA 10, so I need
a Herbert chilling right. Look at this. No lie. Right here.
Hey.
You sell trading cards?
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them. So, it's just a little collection. You know what I'm saying? I got a few of them over here. Oh, right behind the Herbert. Guess who's right behind the Herbert? Ooh.
Who is that?
Oh boy, Taylor.
JT.
Yep.
JT, man.
I go. All right, then. Smooth. Hey,
next time Isaiah's on, we got to keep it longer.
All right, I got you.
All right, Smooth. Take it easy, my man.
Later, bro. All right, good looking for Smooth. We got a few questions on TikTok, man. We had 23 new questions, but hey, okay, we're gonna rapid fire. Justin, T. Higgins a sell in Dynasty?
Hell no. Keep T. Higgins. Probably won't. Hey, this is gonna be the hottest take that I probably make all year long. I still think T. Higgins is number 1 wide receiver on that team.
Woo! Still think number 1 wide receiver is T. Higgins over Chase. Oh man, look, I think at the end of the day, both of them are phenomenal talents. I had a question about Chase. I mean, I will admit I wasn't sold on him as a bona fide wide receiver 1. I liked Devonta Smith coming out. I like Bateman actually. My number 1 in my heart was Bateman. I couldn't rank him number 1 because I had Chase there, but I was like, character concerns. I don't know, man. I was just I ended up ranking him 1, but I was still hesitant. I was like, I don't know, man. There's something
that
about
character concerns thing, man.
There's a few, man. You just never knew. So, hey, good looking, Smooth. I appreciate you saying thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Let's go down here. Remind me what Mariota did with tight ends in Tennessee. Who was there, bruh? Delaney Walker. Send it. I mean, come on, man. Fill in the gap. Good point. Jimmy Garoppolo trade went ghost like Wentz in the second half. Oh, man. Yeah, fantasy finest. You right about that. 2-player keeper, I'm thinking Chubb, but should I keep Lamar, Terry McLaurin, Diggs, A.J. Brown, or Kittle? So we got Chubb, Lamar, Terry McLaurin, Diggs, A.J. Brown, or Kittle, and you're keeping 2. I think for sure you're going to probably keep Diggs. I think he's just kind of just locked in for a good year.
Is
with
he?
Allen. And then probably for me, I'm probably going to go with Chubb. I like Chubb with Deshaun Watson. Hopefully Deshaun stays. I like A.J. Brown, but he's like 3rd to me. I just like having a solid QB1 with my wide receiver 1. That's just me. I've always liked that. I've always liked just having I just can't get behind those really good wide receivers with no quarterbacks. I just it's great to have, especially for Dynasty. It's good to have this, like DJ Moore, right?
Yeah.
He's great, but he doesn't have that QB, so his upside is just capped. Like Diggs can lead the league in receptions, could lead the league in yards, could lead the league in touchdowns. That's in his range of outcomes with Josh Allen for me. That's my thought process. What is your thoughts on the two players, Chubb, Lamar, Terry, Diggs, A.J. Brown, or Kittle?
I think for sure AJ Brown has to be kept just because of age, the production level, the upside that AJ Brown carries. If he gets a different QB at any point in the next year or two, if this is dynasty, if he gets a different QB at any point in the next 3 years, his upside's tremendous. So I think AJ Brown's probably number one for me. Number two, I probably just keep both receivers, AJ Brown and Diggs. We know Diggs is locked in there with Josh Allen. I think that Diggs carries a little less upside than you're thinking. Personally, I think that Diggs is proven that even like last year, Josh Allen's going to spread the ball out a little bit. Gabe Davis is kind of emerging right now as a player, so I assume they're going to bring another weapon here over the course of Stephon Diggs' contract. So that's my take on it, but I would still put him in the wide receiver one category, which is enough for me to put him over the running backs.
Perfect. All right, Coach Bruce, man, what's up, dog?
Bruce, what's happening?
Hey,
Coach,
man.
Shout
Hey,
out to
man,
the coach.
Want to get in, bro? Get in, dog. We love to have you on.
Hey, what's up? Tell Finest to come in too.
Come find us. It's good. KC had other threats. Yes, T. Higgins accelerator did that. Tua ain't got it. Tua.
Hey, what's Hype Finest's name? I don't even know what's his first name. Hype Finest.
Who?
Fantasy's Finest. What's his first name?
Hang on. Make sure
I got.
Did he ever tell us? I don't think he's told us.
I don't know.
Personal stuff.
Hype Finest. If you want to tell us your name, bro. I can't remember what your name is.
Yeah, I don't think we got personal like that.
We vouch.
I like Tua's opportunity here with that offense. Guys can win at all 3 levels. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Dak top 5 baby from Fantasy Finest. No,
hell no.
Can you please gritty? We'll gritty when we win.
He said, "Who has the gritty?"
RX Chi.
I'm gritty again. The old man gritty.
Man, the old man gritty.
I'm gonna hit him with the A baby pretty soon. That A baby slide. I'm gonna hit him with that slide, Dan.
Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, Wilson, Herbert. Ooh, for when we were talking about that. Watson been out a year too. I know we can't.
Yeah,
can't get on that. LL Cool J, he's back. He says, got the 8th and 12th pick in the Dynasty rookie draft. Who do you take?
Oh, that's Jesse. What's happening, Jesse?
Yeah.
What's the question again?
Got the 8th and the 12th picks in Dynasty. Who do you take? So it's probably a good time to go over a little bit of Dynasty and what I look for, at least with the running backs. If we're going to talk about 8th pick, man, I hope you're still watching, man. But for me, it's number one thing. It's about situation. When is your draft? I got to know that. Let me know in the comments if you're still watching, man. Let me know in the draft who you like. So right now, consensus has at 8, you got George Pickens, the wide receiver out of Georgia. And at 12th, you got Isaiah Spiller kind of falling down. Could be Brian Robinson, Alabama, or Zamir White, Georgia. I think it also depends on your team, man. What do you need? Do you need a wide receiver? Do you need running back, quarterback? What do you need? So to me, give me more information. I need to know more information. When is your draft? And what do you need? Period. Before I answer that question.
Where my guy Drake London at? Baby Mike Evans.
Oh, I know. Yeah, baby Mike Evans is in the top 4 right now.
Is he?
A lot of people have him in the top 4. Unfortunately, there's no clear consensus at wide receiver. Like all these wide receivers,
Burks and Olave, whatever, like this.
Wilson, Olave, London, Jameson Williams, even up there.
Yeah, Jameson Williams too.
So there's none of these. And here's my take. Fade all these picks, bro.
Really? Fade them?
Picks, dog. Because Tyreek Hill said it. The Rams said it. F these picks. If you have opportunities to trade for the 2023, go get that 100%. But I think there's just one player, in my opinion, that has it all. He's like a Jonathan Taylor to me, and that's Breece Hall.
Breece Hall's nasty.
Running back out of Iowa State. He's 20 years old, almost 21, 20.8 years old. He's 5'11", 217. He ran a 4.39 at the combine. And to me, his best comparable is Jonathan Taylor, man. He's just that good. And so to kind of give you a little bit, I don't want to take too much time on this, but if you guys join me whenever I'm live, I don't want to waste Justin's time here. But the things that I found are pretty interesting as far as like running backs go, right? So the big thing about running backs, if you want running backs to hit, right? So I took all of the running backs that are pretty much guys that we think have value, right? So I took like the Saquon Barkleys, Leonard Fournettes, McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, ETN, Penny, Sony Michel, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Swift, Javonte Williams, Nick Chubb, all of these guys, right? I kind of put them in a little sorting hat. So like my formula, right? So what's interesting is all of these guys, most of the guys that are in the formula are top 2 rounded running backs or in the round 3. So mainly in round 1 and 2. So in your rookie drafts, if you find that there are no more running backs that are outside of the top 3 rounds, fade them. I'm not drafting any running back that doesn't have in the first 3 rounds, period. Don't even do it because it's not even over the last 5 years, the running backs that actually had value that were drafted outside of the top 4 rounds is about 5 guys. Out
The
of
last
5
how many years?
Basically, one guy a year has that. Can you Justin? Do you know any of them off the top of your head, just guessing, that were either undrafted or outside of the top 4 rounds?
I know for sure James Robinson
James Robinson was
was
one.
one of them.
So I'll give you one. So running backs that either had value or have current value, right? So it's gonna be
Elijah Mitchell? He was a 5th round, a 6th round pick, right?
Elijah Mitchell, 4th round.
4th round.
So Austin Eckler,
yeah.
Chris Carson, Miles Gaskins for a hot second, right?
That was a J-Ham call.
I apologize. You're right. I apologize. Elijah Mitchell was a 6th round pick. I apologize. And Aaron Jones, right? So those are the only running backs that really had, significant value. And even, the James Robinson and Chris Carson, Miles Gaskins, really, it's been like maybe 1, 2, 3 years that they really had any value. And after that, they kind of faded away. So it's really Aaron Jones and Austin Eckler. We really can't count Elijah Mitchell just yet. He's only had 1 year. So it's imperative that if in your rookie draft, make sure that we're figuring out what rookies go between rounds 1 and 2. Those are your main ones. And then I'm not drafting any rookie running back that is outside the top 4 rounds. Number 1, right? And then the number 2 thing is it's straight up weight. As crazy as that is, it's weight. We can't have running backs that are under 200 pounds. There's only one running back that actually had value in the last 5 years that's under 200 pounds, and it's my arch nemesis Austin Eckler. He's 199. So if there are any rookie running backs that are under 200 pounds, fade it. There's no reason to go reach on them. There's no just fade because they're outliers. So it's kind of crazy. Draft capital and weight really is one of the biggest factors with sorting. Obviously, there's others, and we can go into that at a later time. But 2 factors right there.
Got to be able to take hits, man. That's one thing I do look for too. Even when I'm fantasy, not even just dynasty. When I'm looking for strong seasons, I tend to avoid the skinnier backs, the ones that are a little bit more frail. They tend to get nicked up a little bit easier, getting hit by 350-pound guys.
All right, so back to LL Cool J, man. Yo, guys, good to see you on live again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Draft will be prior to preseason, so after the draft. Okay, I have Clyde, ETN, Akers at running backs, Ayuk, Higgins, and Mike Thomas at wide receiver, Brady and Fields at QB. I was banking on Ridley having a bounce back season, but then he bet on games. I think Walker and Hall are going 1-2.
Calvin Ridley, dude.
Yeah, I know, Calvin Ridley. I think Walker and Hall are going 1-2. Then the top 5 wide receivers go straight off the board. Okay, so if Walker and Hall go 1-2, all right, so let's take a look at that. So I'm going to give you some advice. So Walker and Hall go 1-2. So that's Brees Hall, Iowa State, Walker, Kenneth Walker from Michigan, who I think he's like a Nick Chubb to me in that range. He just doesn't catch the ball well.
There's no way all 5 of those receivers go.
But
no way.
There's probably no way all 5 receivers go, but that's what he's saying. So I'm going to just go with that. So Traylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Chris Olave off the board. So now we got Rachaad White, George Pickens, Jameson Williams, Amir White, Brian Robinson, Isaiah Spiller in that 8 to 12 range. So for me, I think, if this is dynasty, I still like getting, top tier receivers. For me, I like George Pickens. I don't know if you've ever seen him play, Justin. George Pickens was a kind of flat out dominant his freshman year when he was battling with Kyle Pitts. They were 1 and 2 as far as players of the year in college. Obviously, George Pickens suffered an ACL injury, but looking at his pro day, looking at the combine, he looks ready. He's very smooth at the catch point. Very athletic, knows how to control the ball, great hands. So for me, at the eight spot, I like George Pickens. And if you're going to go, but again, it all depends on landing spot and draft capital. I want to see these guys get drafted high. And then after that, hopefully Rachaad White isn't taken. He is like my RB2 for right now. Obviously can change. The only bad part about Rachaad White is he's 23. He's one of the older rookies coming out, which I don't like. But really, the running backs, you're really only getting them for one contract anyway, just like a Najee Harris. He was 23 when he came out. People have him high in Dynasty, and I'm like, yo, like, he's 24 now. Like, dude, I mean, yes, running backs, you're only going to have him for one contract, but, man, it's not really the Dynasty player you want. Term. But if you were in a win now, I understand why you take Najee. But Rachaad White, hopefully, he lands to you at 12. So those would be my two.
And with Dynasty, man, I know there's contrarian thoughts to this, but really it does matter where these players go too, because that's going to shake up. You got talent overall, but then when they go to a situation, that's going to dictate the way the draft goes, especially if you're not drafting until closer to preseason.
Right. Yeah. So he says Pickens. I was targeting possibly Christian Watson. I like Christian Watson athletically. I got to study him more on tape. He kind of doesn't look super smooth, but we'll see how it goes. Will Justin Ross make it after injury issues? I love Justin Ross as a freshman. When he came out of Clemson, I was like, this guy is
he's supposed to be that dude.
He was the one. But with injuries, I think if you get him in the second mid to late second round, I mean, pull the trigger. He's got as much upside as anybody, like a Burks or even a Pickens. I think Drake London is the next Mike Evans, man. I like Drake. He's great, dude. He's going to be a good pick. I know it's Justin's favorite receiver coming out this year, but
I like him and Burks. Burks too. Traylon Burks, man. He's going to be nice.
Good. Pro Bot on the line. What the heck?
What's Pro Bot talking about?
Tell him to hop in. On the Debo situation? Oh my lord!
Tell him to hop in.
Hey, Pro Bot, hop in. Hey, come to Twitch and get up on this Dynasty cast, bro. Get on this, man. What are you doing?
Debo, man. Debo. To me, Debo, man, I think he's there. I think he just wants the money, obviously. His coach is gone, and so I don't think he's going anywhere. They're talking about he scrubbed his his profile. He unfollowed the Niners. I just think this is one of those negotiation tactics. We saw Kyler Murray kind of do the same thing where he unfollowed the Cardinals and scrubbed his page. So I think this is one of those. He's upset. He wants a contract. He sees all the guys are getting paid. Devontae got paid. Tyreek Hill got paid. Diggs just got paid. Like, when you see all your counterparts getting paid, and he knows, like, his time's going to be, like Devo wasn't the guy that was always that type of receiver. So he had his breakout year. He's like, pay me. I want the extension. I want to lock in on this cash that everybody else is getting at the receiver position. So I'm not mad he's doing it. And the Niners, we know how they are with the contracts. They don't like to pay. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, you got to lock this guy in. I'm not sure what they're doing, or hopefully they are in the right frame mindset. You got to get this guy locked in. He is your number one weapon, with Kittle kind of just being relatively a blocker, man. It's just I don't know why that not unleashing Kittle some more. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just the type of offense that maybe they had some injuries on the offensive line, asking him to you know block some more. But Debo's 26, man. If you get him for a maybe even like a 6-year extension, that puts him to all the way to 32,
Right.
and then you may have it in the contract where you can kind of get out at 30, and that might be beneficial for both. Like, hey, at 30 years old, he still has that kind of that youth in a sense where you can get that last mega deal, but at the same time, hey, if he doesn't perform, the Niners have a way out at 30. I don't know. It's like in that range. So to me, I think it's a good time for Debo. And
The only reason I could see that is because there was a lot of excitement about Brandon Ayuk coming into the year before that, and obviously he's not the same build as Debo Samuel, but he does have a knack for getting that same kind of yak type of approach, and so we want to see what Trey Lance does too, because he might have a connection with a different receiver, and if it's not Debo, it might be Ayuk, so they might not have to pay Debo the same way they, what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of figuring out with the new offensive coordinator in there, obviously new quarterback. There's still a lot to figure out.
yeah, it's gonna
I ain't
be
mad if I'm Debo. I'm trying to get my money too, though. Keep it real.
slide the bag. I want that chain where he was like,
Pay me.
Yeah.
Pay me what you owe. If you owe money, pay me.
Right. Absolutely. Pay the man.
Pay up.
Cool. So what else we got? We got a few more questions. Burks is my favorite, says LL Cool J. Reminds me of Josh Gordon. I don't know about Josh Gordon, but Burks is cool. I think he's kind of like I don't know. It could be like a Jordy Nelson, man. Jordy Nelson, man. I don't think he's explosive as Josh Gordon, and then Gordon's a little bit taller. I think he's an inch taller or something like that. But Burke's going to be he'll be a first round pick. That's all we need. We just need him to be in the first round. Where do you like Burks to go in the first? If you were a fantasy guy and you want Burks and you have the ability to pick Burks, where do you want him ultimately? Do you want him on the Cowboys? Because it seems like he's going to go to the. I swear he's going to go to the Cowboys. I want him on the Packers, man.
Packers was my initial thought. It's just give Aaron Rodgers a receiver. They typically draft receivers anyway. That's normally their MO. And so they lost MVS. So I think it's the perfect fit. I feel like they have to go receiver, and he seems like the perfect fit there for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. If I'm looking strictly fantasy, I want Green Bay, but I'm a Birds fan, so I want him to draft. All right, but Eagles have had a horrible track record with the receivers, man.
Terrible.
Oh, man.
I do not want to see him with Philly. That's the last place I want him.
Last place I want to see him, but Rager needs to go, so
man, Rager.
Yep. So, yep. What else we got, man? What other news we got out here?
We need to do like some fantasy era up and down, man, because we touched on it a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about some of these offseason moves for these teams. For me, like the Chiefs, man, obviously Juju there, MBS, we just touched on. Pat Mahomes, man, what do you think he does with these guys? Because I think the expectation is like Tyreek Hill kind of was the deep threat that made everything, and then Pat Mahomes is a little flustered when they took that away last year, but he figured it out towards the end of the year. And now Juju, who hasn't been what we expected, comes in. Like, what are your thoughts on this Chiefs offense overall with these weapons? You think they can produce at a wide receiver, like back end wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver 2 level, or what are your thoughts overall, man?
Yeah, well, I think anytime you go from Ben Roethlisberger to Patrick Mahomes, I think is a great situation for Juju.
Yeah.
I fully expect the Chiefs to add weapons in the draft. Like, there's no way that they don't. You can't just. It's just not. It's not there. Obviously, Travis Kelce's going to get his. I think he's probably still the number 1 tight end for this year. Redraft dynasty. I'm still going to go with Kyle Pitts, but
yep.
Travis Kelce should eat early and often. It's tough because it's like, man, Juju, disappointed us. There was a lot of sites and people that ranked him when he first came out. He was a top 3 dynasty receiver, and then they just went kaput. So
something about them USC receivers
or what, but I think Juju is probably like a 80 catch, maybe 900 yard. I don't know, probably like 6-7 touchdown guy. And that's probably good. That's probably good. That's what he probably even he thinks where he's at. So with Mahomes, I think Mahomes can get him there. It just depends on injuries. I mean, he's been banged up. I don't know. I'm fading that. I'm just fading.
One of those guys is going to be like a stud wide receiver.
Think so?
One of them. I think it has to be. And it's, I think the reason why is because Pat's going to find somebody he likes out of Juju or MVS. Like one of those guys is going to be good enough. And to me, I feel like MVS is going to go a little bit later than Juju just based off of the name value. And that's somebody in drafts that I would be targeting. Because when you have the Chiefs offense, if it's not like, hey, we have to guard Tyreek Hill, now the focus is all going to be on Travis Kelce. And when you have that, it's going to lead. I mean, Pat, he's thrown for damn near 5,000 yards. We know that. So where are the yards going to get funneled to? And to me, Juju isn't going to be the elite player that we need. I think MVS has the body that you look for too, the speed and the body that you want for a receiver for Pat Mahomes. So to me, MVS is going to be the guy. I'm not going to call him a Deebo Samuel or Cooper Kupp from last year, but he's going to be a guy that you get in the 8th, probably 10th round, somewhere in there, and he's going to be a lot higher value than what you're thinking.
Yeah, I think you're going to get him at probably wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 on your team, and he could easily return high-end wide receiver 3 to low-end wide receiver 2 numbers the whole way. I mean,
yeah,
I bet, but I mean that's the Patrick Mahomes effect. Like you're going to get guys that, he's just that good. Like Mahomes just make people good. It's just how he is. So, but I mean, I fully expect the Chiefs to load up on weapons in the draft. I don't see them. Why wouldn't they? At least one receiver, and maybe use a couple picks that they got from the Tyreek Hill trade. Maybe move up. Maybe it is a Traylon Burks, or maybe it is a Drake London, and that would be boom. Now you're looking like okay.
But do you really need that though? If you're the Chiefs, you think about you're about to lose Tyrann Mathieu, lost a few other weapons. Do you really need another receiver when you got Juju, MVS, Travis Kelce as your main guy? Pretty much. I think Hardman's still in the squad. They just resigned Josh Gordon. Like, do you really need another receiver?
For me, yeah, I do because I don't know what I got out of Juju. I don't know what I got out of MVS. Like these guys are, especially MVS. Like he's been who he's been. He's learned the system of the Packers. That's who he was. And then Juju, like he's, the injuries. I don't know. Like so for me, all the other guys like Josh Gordon, average. Like
yeah,
there is no clear cut answer right at the wide receiver position. Tyreek Hill was that guy. Like we know what we're getting out of Tyreek Hill. This is that dude, and no one's gonna replace Tyreek Hill. That's just
right.
The guy like that. But Kelsey's getting old. You maybe you need a rookie tight end that is one of the top 3 guys. I don't know. I just don't know. I'd be interested to see. Obviously, to me, continue to stack the offensive line. Clyde, I don't know what he's going to get out of Clyde, but hopefully Clyde does a lot better. But, I mean, it's the Broncos and the Chargers to me right now until the Chiefs prove me otherwise. But you can't bet against
Speaking of Broncos, another big debate because there's one of these guys is going to be a Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods scenario. So obviously the Broncos got Russell Wilson at QB, got Jerry Jeudy, got Cortland Sutton. There's going to be a lot of debate over the offseason, like who people like better. Some are going to say Jeudy, some are going to say Cortland Sutton. Obviously, what's your thoughts overall on the Broncos setup? Because to me, there's one glaring right answer to me, and I think that it's probably contrarian to what a lot of the analysts are going to be saying over the course of this offseason.
Yeah, well, I think the Broncos are in a prime position to go far in the AFC. I mean, they for years, like the last couple of years, it's been great defense, solid offensive line, and they had a bunch of these weapons, and they're just like, man, if only we had a quarterback. Only we had a quarterback. I still like Jerry Jeudy in this whole scheme of things. Javonte Williams is going to be great. So Smooth, you had a question down there. Would you rather have Javonte Williams or Swift? I like Javonte over Swift by a fraction of a hair, just because I like running backs tiered with good offenses. Swift's going to be great.
They're in the same tier to me. They're in the same tier.
Yeah, they're right there. If you to me, it's splitting hairs, but I'm going to go with Javonte. I liked how he was holding it down for me in fantasy a little bit on other leagues. But, yeah, it's just I think Jeudy is like the perfect fit for him. Russell over the middle. Give me Judy.
Yeah, I like Judy too. And I think Cortland Sutton's going to play a major factor. I think they both are going to carry probably more value than we're even thinking. But to me, Judy has the like explosive season type of appeal to him more so than Cortland Sutton. So if I'm going right now, this could obviously we got a long off season before the thing starts. But if I'm going right now, I'm saying Jerry Judy's gonna have a monster year.
Yeah, absolutely. So if that's all Juju brings, are you fading Mahomes? I mean, I'm never fading Patrick Mahomes. I can't. He's great. He's in my top 5 quarterbacks. How do you fade him?
Can't fade Mahomes. And to think about it, like Tyreek Hill's gone, but they brought in Juju and MVS basically to replace Tyreek Hill. Like their number 2 last year was Hardman. So to me, it really isn't like they have to go out and get another player. It's like they already have the answer for that and even more depth now because they added an additional receiver.
Kind of like addition to subtraction. I mean,
yes, you're not getting Tyreek Hill numbers, but you can get a similar level production out of 2 players.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. And the team might overall be better. And who knows what Tyreek Hill was in the locker room, this, that, and the other. Who knows? We don't know. I thought he was great. I love Tyreek Hill.
He just wanted to get paid. Yeah, he wanted to get paid, man.
Baby. F them picks, dog.
F them picks. Shit. Somebody wants to get Debo.
Is worth drafting in the top 3. Absolutely, he's worth drafting. I don't think that. I don't think that there's any stance that says he can't be.
Why isn't Coop number 1? Is it Allen? Are you saying because of Allen Robinson's smooth? You thinking Allen Robinson's going to take touches away from me? Cup is still easy top 3. I don't see much of his role changing even with Allen Robinson there.
Yeah. Allen Robinson is going to take over the Woods role. I mean, Stafford loves to pass, man. He's always been a passer. He's been a pure quarterback ever since he landed in Detroit. He'll give the numbers to whoever is out there.
Allen Robinson is going to be overdrafted next year.
Yeah. Allen Robinson will be overdrafted. I'm probably fading Allen Robinson at his draft value for sure.
Yes.
Let's see. Running backs have more value. Maybe they have the ability to be from the top running backs to the average running backs. Yes, there is a wide discrepancy, but to me, like when you're in the top end of your fantasy drafts, I don't hate you going elite receivers. We said this before. We said best player available. We've always preached that when fantasy, best player available at all times. So we don't care who you pick as long as it's the best player. And we'll come out with rankings, let you guys know.
And with running backs, I don't mind running backs. You just got to watch for the injuries. It carries with the running back position. This is part of the game, man. So to me, if I have a back end first round pick, I'm more comfortable taking a running back than with the top 5 pick. Top 5 pick, I'm probably going receiver. Back end first round pick. If there's a running back that I can get that's maybe good value, like a C-Mac or Derrick Henry, somebody can wrap around and get another player with, then maybe I'm taking a running back. It's kind of what I was thinking with Saquon last year. So I'll probably apply that theory to C-Mac or D. Henry this year and catch TikTok on fire a little bit later this offseason.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Man, who's your guy this year? You know, Taylor was your guy last year. Who's your guy this year? Do you have one yet or no?
Yeah, I had a question about that the other day or earlier on TikTok. He's like, well, man, you hit with Taylor and, you know, who's going to be this year? You know, it's so hard, dude. Like because of the amount of hate for Taylor, and I knew he was like my guy. Like I had to kind of go overboard and about it. So it was like I don't know who my guy is. Obviously, Taylor is always going to be my guy. So if he's number 1, it's kind of crazy. Like it's to think that like the guy that I liked coming out in 2020 would be a potential number 1 overall fantasy or pick on average. The average draft position is having him number 1. That's a win to me. That's just being special. Like, damn, like, okay, cool. Like, I knew I was right. You know, like now the consensus knows. Like, obviously, I think it's gonna have to be like I'm a big fan of running backs. So to me, I'm always gonna favor a running back. You know, I think Javonte Williams has that upside. I think Javonte, if we're gonna talk about, you know, a guy that could possibly be drafted back end round 1. Which is where Taylor was kind of being drafted with Eckler, and that was the debate. Like, who do I take, Eckler or Taylor? I think Javonte Williams, with no Melvin Gordon right now, he doesn't have anybody that's going to stop him. I mean, he just looks like a beast. Like when he plays and gets the carries, man.
You know who's gonna stop him though?
Go ahead.
Russ.
Ah,
Danger Russ is gonna
Danger
stop him
Russ.
because Russ is going there so he can launch it in
Yeah.
that thin air. He's going. Hey,
And
Russ is
Marshawn
throwing.
Lynch said, why did you throw it, dude? Like,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
you throw the ball? Run the ball, man.
Yeah, they gonna be passing, bro. So I think that just limits his upside to be like the running back one. But he's gonna have a monster year this year, no question.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm with Smooth on this one. I'm surprised at how low Dalvin Cook is. Yeah, I don't understand it, really. I don't get that.
He's still in my top 5.
Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, I could see why maybe Alvin Kamara is going late because, I mean, we haven't heard a peep about the whole
Yeah, that's been kind of weird.
situation in Vegas. They're kind of keeping that under wraps. So, I don't know. I think some payoffs are coming, but
they're trying to sweep that one under the rug.
Right. I'm like, so I think you're going to get value out of Cook. I think you're going to get value out of Kamara. I think if those guys are in your second round, scoop them up. I don't know what. I really don't know why. I don't know why.
J.K. Dobbins is going to be a sneaky ass 3rd, 4th round pick, bro. He's going to be sneaky, dog. J.K. Dobbins is going to be sneaky because he already was kind of trending up last year. And I think the injury, obviously, you don't want to see that happen to any player, but we got to see how he bounces back. I want to see I'll be watching him very closely in preseason. Because in preseason, if I get any inclination that he's looking anywhat healthy, like that's going to be a player that I target in a 0 RB or a hero RB where you're taking maybe one running back in the first 5 rounds. That might be the guy I take for the upside.
Yeah, I definitely like JK. I've been doing some mock drafts. Yeah,
where are you getting him at?
Late, dude. Like 6th, 7th round. I mean, it's just right now. But I think he's a mover in the summer. I think
he'll have to be.
He'll show you like, oh, he's healthy in the off season and he's explosive. He got everything back.
Yeah.
Like, all these little blurbs out there are gonna ruin our ADP and stuff.
Oh gosh, I just want to see who the next Mike Davis is, bro. Who they gonna be hyping up this year?
Man, I need to know. Right, someone's gonna be the Mike Davis, and we're gonna be on it from the beginning. Can you talk about Michael Pittman and the impact of Matt Ryan to Indy? Love Michael Pittman here,
bro.
I am hyped for Michael Pittman. Good for Michael Pittman.
Yes.
He's going to be the next his version of Julio Jones for Matt Ryan. He's going to get a lot of targets. I don't see it. There is someone I do like for like late, probably undrafted, but has that upside is Doolin, Austin Doolin, man.
Austin Doolin, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I know you don't know who that is. That's what I'm saying. Like this dude, I think it's Ashton Doolin, or I think I'm saying his name wrong. But he is.
You barely know who he is.
Yeah, no, I know who he is.
But real quick before you get to Doolin, Michael Pittman is going to be a stud this year. Like that's wide receiver 1-ish because it's not just like people are talking about the Julio effect, but that's Calvin Ridley. That's like Kyle Pitts and even like you saw Russell Gage. Like when Matt Ryan locks in on a receiver, that's his guy, and there's no other option in Indianapolis right now. Like he's the guy in Indianapolis. So for me, I'm looking at it as like they're gonna run the rock and they're gonna throw to Pittman. And Matt Ryan is going to throw the ball to Pittman. Like take him as a high upside wide receiver 2 and probably get wide receiver 1 numbers out of him.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. So for Doolin, bro, let me kind of just put you on for let me put you on for Doolin a little bit.
What team is he on?
Let me put you on. So Doolin, okay, so obviously he goes against a little bit of my formula for picking wide receivers, right?
He's a rookie this year.
He's undrafted in 2019. He's almost 25. But he's 6'1", 215. He ran a 4.43. He has kind of really good upside as far as athletically. Dominated in college. I know he played at Malone, and that's not like one of the biggest colleges, but the fact is that we want to see him dominate at lower end schools, right? So because if you can't even dominate low end schools, I don't even want you, right? So like you have to dominate.
So hold on before you keep going. This dude's in the league right now, or he's coming out. So how long has he been in the league? He's been in the league since 2019.
2 years.
And what team is he on?
He's on the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, typically, right, wide receiver breakouts happen year 3, right? So if T.Y. Hilton is getting older, may not, play the whole time, this guy, I think he has the opportunity to be their wide receiver 2, right? To be their wide receiver 2. Doesn't mean he'll be wide receiver 2 in fantasy or even wide receiver 3, but I think he could have some breakouts over the last about 6 weeks, right? His snap count increased. So like week 11 against Buffalo, he had a 30% snap share. Didn't play at all in Tampa Bay, but in Houston in week 13 was 30%. New England was 50%. Arizona was 37%. Las Vegas was 53%. So like he was trending up and getting the snaps. So obviously his team sees him like, okay, he's doing stuff. So like again, this is totally undrafted. You're not going to draft the guy in fantasy, but
this is Demarcus
yeah,
Robinson, Brian Edwards
right.
esque. Like,
Yeah, he's my new Brian Edwards. Yeah, I want to put it out there right now. So if he does something, you gotta give me props, man.
I'm always gonna give you props, and I'm always gonna remember when you're wrong. I remember everything, so I'm gonna remember if you're right or you're wrong. I'll give you props.
All right.
Yo, all right, my man. Let's call it a night.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a night, man. Hey, on TikTok, man, thank you guys for hanging out with us, asking questions. We appreciate it. We will do this again. Obviously, during the season, we do it a lot more, but hang with us. Obviously, unless you Max, because you always with us. I appreciate Max, dog.
What a clown.
Garbage, bro. Garbage. All right,
straight clown. All right.
Peace out, TikTok, and we out for the live. Hey, Smooth, thanks for hanging with us. You always
yes, sir. Good talking with you, Smooth.
And good